So who's the angel, who's the devil, though? That's the real question between Solomon and Johnny.
I'd like to think I'm always an angel.
Welcome to the Xbox Games Showcase Extended. My name is Tina Amini, and I'm here to dive a little bit more into the games you saw at our recent Xbox Games Showcase. Showcase featured 27 ambitious games, all coming to Xbox. Games like Clockwork Revolution from In Exile Entertainment, Fable from Playground Games, and from our partners, Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft Massive in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games, and Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess from Capcom. Today, we'll take a closer look at some other games from our showcase lineup and introduce you to some more games too. We've got the game director of Avowed from Obsidian Entertainment breaking down the game's trailer, and the game director of Hi-Fi Rush from Tango Gameworks is here to tell us about their newest update. You'll also hear from Sarah Bond, head of the Gaming Ecosystem Organization for Xbox, who will tell us more about a program to bring games from underrepresented developers with unique visions to Xbox and Game Pass. And we may just have a few other fun guests in store for you too, so stay tuned. But first, let's check out the rainy streets and sinister markets of Cyberpunk 2077: Phantom Liberty.
Hello everyone. I'm really excited to welcome you to this exclusive Xbox store over Black Market, one of the locations in Dogtown that you are going to be able to explore in Cyberpunk 2077: Phantom Liberty. As you can see, Dogtown welcomes you with open arms.
Too tame?
This is Black Market, a location where you as a player, as a mercenary, you can obtain unique cyberware and weapons, things that you cannot find anywhere in this world. Dogtown is a part of Night City, but has its own very distinct look and vibe. It's outside of the jurisdiction of NCPD, attracting all kinds of eccentrics and dangerous characters.
Radical mods, June. Never seen anything like that on a non-maelstromer.
You mean this? Ain't seen nothing yet. Check this out. Or this here.
We have put a lot of work into making the world feel more alive. Small scenes, secrets to find, Easter eggs, make this place feel more vibrant and more believable.
Maintenance accessories and
But what's inescapable in Dogtown is Kurt Hansen. Kurt is a leader of Borges militia who rules Dogtown with an iron fist.
You've come to the right place. NCPD, gang wars, not in Dogtown. Taxes, who the
Check this out.
needs them? In Dogtown, I keep your business safe as long as you abide by my rules.
A really nice guy, as you can see.
I thought so.
The black market also is a place where you can find new illegal weapons and goods. They are some of the most powerful items in the world, but are often much more dangerous to use. A new cyberware capacity system, which leads you to push your body to the limit and gives you new abilities to deliver more thrilling gameplay experiences, like the air dash or the ability to see the enemies through the walls, or change your appearance to lose the heat. The Borges is the authorities of Dogtown, and they are more dangerous than NCPD. When you as a player commit crimes in Dogtown, they are the guys who are going to chase you. We have completely overhauled the police system. Police actions are more believable, dynamic, and diverse. The team has been working passionately to deliver you more deeper and meaningful experience, and I really cannot wait for you to find out more this September. See you in Dogtown.
We're not done talking about CD Projekt Red's next dive into the story between V and Johnny just yet. In fact, we're here with the voice and stylings of Johnny Silverhand, Keanu Reeves himself. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Likewise. Well, Phantom Liberty introduces us to an entirely new location in Night City. It's called Dogtown. It's this devastated place. It's controlled by a militia. But I think you know more about it than I do, so how would you describe it to players?
Night City has its own kind of levels to it, and I think Dogtown is kind of going down to a darker place. It's dystopian. It has a tension to it, and this undercurrent of kind of violence, you know, like, and struggle, you know. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Shit's gone down in Dogtown.
Oh, I like that tagline.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, I mean, hopefully it'll be fun for people to play there.
It's hard to believe that there's an underbelly to the underbelly
Yes,
that
that's
is Night
good.
City,
Yes,
right? Yeah, I'm a little
yeah.
scared, but in a good way.
No, it's a good way. I mean, we're all kind of we're all moths to the flame, aren't we? And there's a lot of flame in Dogtown.
Well, if anyone can take it on, it's V, so that certainly
Yeah.
gives me the confidence.
Yeah, V's a survivor,
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
you know?
And we just saw a tour of Dogtown, too, so we got a little bit of that
Oh, cool.
ambiance, and we can see what the environment is like. People are getting beat up. It's not good.
It's, yeah.
It's not the friendliest place to be. You gotta be prepared for it, truly.
Yeah.
But in our tour, we also hear a recording from a Colonel Kurt Hansen. Who's this guy? Because he seems pretty dangerous, too.
Yeah, that guy. No, I'm sorry, I can't say that. My inner Johnny came out.
I think that's
My
good. You know,
inner-
we know the tone now.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's ex-military, military too, ruthless, power hungry, manipulative, and Johnny doesn't like him.
I could see that. I mean, Night City in general is the kind of place that breeds that kind of character.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back. Let's talk about Johnny as a person instead of this horrible person known as Colonel Kurt Hansen. I don't know about this guy, but people like Johnny, and I think it's interesting because we know him to be opinionated. He's radical. We've seen that in Cyberpunk 2077 in the Man campaign, but as we get to know him, he's got a sensitive side too. He can actually be quite caring.
That's what makes it so much fun. He is outspoken. He's a little grumpy. And he has a right to be. He's been used, he's been abused, he's been abandoned. And I think that through that kind of hardness of his outside, there is a vulnerability to him. And I think what's great about it is I get to play that character in so many different ways, and so the range of it is cool.
And especially for the player, you get to see these moments in flashbacks. You start to understand he's a product of his upbringing, truly, of his surrounding.
Well, let's not get carried away. I mean, we can start talking about nature and nurture. I'm sorry, I keep dropping into Johnny. But, yeah, I like his anger. I like his passion. I like what he stands for. He's really just looking for a fair shot. And I love that he's kind of going through music, that there's an artist side to him. And, you know, I got some great speeches.
There's all these moments with Johnny where a tiny little thing, you know, elicits this really fun response. You can flip him off and he double birds you back. Like, I love those kind of moments.
Or rock.
I think another interesting lens of looking at him as we get into Phantom Liberty is his dynamic with Solomon Reed. So what can you tell me about Johnny's relationship with Idris Elba's character?
I think Solomon has some things in common with Johnny in the sense of the military, the sense of being used, abused. You know, it's in the title, right? They're fighting for a liberty. You know, Solomon's kind of trying to reclaim his life, you know, and Johnny's doing the same thing. You know, it's Cyberpunk 2077, so it might start off as revenge, and it might end as revenge, but I think sometimes he feels like he's lashing out at the wind, you know? And I think Solomon has been living out in the kind of the desert of his life, right? Kind of hiding and harboring.
Yeah.
But I think he also has that kind of soft and hard side to him as well.
So as somebody who's very familiar with thrillers, because you've starred in a few, what do you think about Phantom Liberty makes for a good spy thriller in particular?
The quest to understand what's going on. So, and the kind of scavenger hunt of information, the mystery, the double crossing, what is true, what's fiction, what can you count on? You can't count on anything. That is really kind of amplified.
Well, thank you so much for coming out to another Xbox presentation. You've got a lot of fans out there in the Xbox community, so I think I can speak for all of us in saying we really appreciate you showing up here today.
Oh, well, thank you.
But before I close things out,
Yeah.
well, before I close things out, I'd love your help here, Keanu. How do you think Johnny would end this interview right now?
Well, there's a lot of ways you could do that. But, Tina, pleasure to meet you.
Oh, is that how Johnny would do it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
Nice to see
Such
you.
a pleasure to have you here. I thought you were going to kick down the camera or something, so.
No, you see, he's respectful. You know, you're a good egg.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Yeah.
And I'll see you out there again soon.
I'm so sorry for dragging you all into this!
The world you think you live in doesn't exist. It's a pantomime. Theater. And if you get a glimpse behind the scenery, the stagecraft, you'll discover nothing but darkness. And once perceived, it will swallow you whole. I'm in a race against this darkness. A race to locate an ancient ruin, a tower of unspeakable power. I need the best of the best. But they're all dead. So I'll use you. Scoundrels, thieves, cutthroats, the best of the worst. Oh, come now. Try not to look so glum. You're going to help me save the world.
When it comes to RPG studios, Obsidian Entertainment is among the very best. From Fallout New Vegas and The Outer Worlds to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 and Pentiment, Obsidian games have placed their stamp on the genre. Joining us today for a closer look at Avowed is game director Carrie Patel. Carrie, I'm so excited to have you here. We just saw this big reveal of Avowed, and there's so many little bits of information in there that I want to dig out and pick your brain around. But before we get into all that, I'm assuming that you don't need to have played Pillars 1 or 2 to really get into Avowed.
You're absolutely right. You don't need to have played Pillars 1 or 2. You can come to the world of Avowed fresh. We want this to be a welcoming experience to new players. But if you are a returning fan, there are some recognizable tidbits.
For people who have played Pillars 1 or 2, can you tease any more of just those general connections to the universe? And no major spoilers, of course.
Yeah. There are a couple returning characters that players might recognize from Deadfire in particular. Players who have played the original games will recognize some of the parts of the world and some of the factions. The Adiran Empire plays pretty heavily into the world of Avowed, so all of that will be familiar to returning players.
We do start to see some of that Pillars universe now in the Avowed setting, which is really exciting, and it's looking amazing so far. But can you confirm one thing for me? Are we still in Aora?
We're still in Aora, and specifically we're in a region called the Living Lands. So again, returning Pillars fans will recognize the Living Lands as this otherworldly frontier. It's very remote. It's relatively unknown. It's this very dramatic landscape full of all of these different valleys with these unique biomes and creatures, just a really unique visual perspective. And it's a wonderful frontiersy spot that's set for adventure. There's a lot that's undiscovered, and so that's the part of Aora that we're introducing players to in Avowed.
And we also see a character talking to us in the trailer. He seems like he might be a companion, because that would be a very Obsidian thing to do. So what's going on with that?
Yes, this is Kai, and he's one of the first companions you meet in the game. He's an Aumaua. That's one of the unique species of the world of Aora. And Kai as a character brings a balance of this really battle-hardened perspective. He's seen a lot. He's served as a soldier and a mercenary, but he also has a really unique sense of humor. So he brings a spirit of levity and camaraderie to the party as well.
And as he's talking to us, he's also kind of conveying, well, he's straight up saying that he's afraid of you and your abilities. But it's not like the heroes are the only powerful beings in this universe. So I'm curious what that means for who we are as the player character. Are we a watcher again, like in Pillars 1 and 2? Or maybe we have some connections to the spirit realm and beyond that gives us these terrifying abilities?
So you're not a watcher this time, but you do have a unique soul connection to the world that gives you a connection to the Living Lands and to some of the more mysterious forces at work there. The player is also being sent as an envoy of the Adiran Empire, and so they come with both a very mysterious aura, but also a certain sense of political urgency.
Kai also mentions a plague. That's another bit of detail that we get within the trailer. We see a very concerning growth on a lot of the creatures in the world. What can you tell us about this plague?
I can't say too much just yet, except that it is a unique soul plague that is devouring the Living Lands, and part of the player's mission in being sent here is to investigate and try to stop it.
We also saw a lot of combat in the trailer, and we see dual-wielding pistols, we see spells, we see swords, we see just a ton of abilities. A lot that actually is really reminiscent of the Pillars universe too, but those were isometric, top-down view games, and Avowed is a first-person game. So how did the team approach that same kind of fantasy combat, but put in the first person for Avowed?
So we wanted to take that same depth and breadth of play styles and combat abilities and player fantasies, where you can play someone who's very magically attuned, more traditional fighter or ranger, and really invest in whatever play style is most appealing to you personally. We wanted to take that depth and breadth and translate it into a first-person experience, where you can feel the visceral nature of the attacks, feel the dynamism and the momentum of those attacks as you're executing them, and that means including a range of options like, as you noted, dual-wielding pistols, which is one of my favorites because you don't see that often in fantasy RPGs, but also traditional sword and board, a whole host of magical abilities, a lot of things that'll be both a little bit familiar but hopefully new to players as well.
And I've got one more question for you, because I know the audience is going to want to know this one, but just how big is this game?
So it's going to be roughly comparable to something like Knights of the Old Republic 2 or The Outer Worlds. It is set up as a series of interconnected open zones that players can explore at their own pace. You can invest in discovering every nook and cranny in the world, discovering every secret, finding every side quest, meeting every character, or you can have a much more focused experience. And it's really up to players and how much time they want to spend in the Living Lands, but I'm hopeful that they're going to spend a lot of time with us once Avowed releases.
Well, count me in as one of those players, because I definitely want to read and hear every line of dialogue, everything everyone has to tell me, and discover every inch of the Living Lands. Well, thank you again so much for being here, Carrie. This has been so insightful and fun.
Thank you, Tina. This has been a pleasure.
That was just a taste of what you can expect from Obsidian Entertainment when Avowed lands next year on Xbox, PC, and Game Pass.
퍼스트 디센던트는 언리얼 엔진 5를 사용한 차세대 3인칭 루트 슈터 게임으로 엑스박스 시리즈 X와 S, 엑스박스 1을 포함해 콘솔과 PC 크로스 플레이가 가능하고 프리투 플레이로 즐기실 수 있도록 개발 중입니다. 퍼스트 디센던트에서 플레이어는 계승자가 되어 인류의 생존을 위해 침략자들의 맞서 싸우게 됩니다. 계승자는 플레이어의 캐릭터로서 다양하고 개성적인 컨셉과 전투 스타일을 가지고 있습니다. 플레이어는 계승자를 통해 잉그리스 대륙을 탐험하며 스토리를 체험하고 다양한 임무를 혼자서 혹은 협동 플레이로 수행하게 됩니다. 또한 최대 4인 협동 플레이로 거대 보스와의 레이드를 경험할 수 있습니다. 거대 보스별 다양한 기믹과 부위 파괴 등을 통해 밀도 높은 팀 플레이를 체험하실 수 있습니다. 현재 개발팀은 작년 베타 테스트에서 플레이어분들에게 받은 피드백을 개선하는 작업과 신규 컨텐츠의 개발을 병행하고 있습니다. 지금 보시는 화면은 최초로 공개하는 엑스박스 시리즈 X의 실제 게임 플레이 영상입니다. 언리얼 엔진 5를 활용한 높은 퀄리티의 그래픽이 안정적으로 돌아가도록 열심히 개발 중에 있습니다. 신규 계승자 역시 개발 중에 있는데요. 이 계승자는 물을 이용한 독특한 컨셉의 플레이를 경험할 수 있도록 디자인되었습니다. 또한 자기장을 이용한 방어 능력과 비행 스킬을 지닌 새로운 캐릭터도 개발하고 있습니다. 플레이어분들이 더 많은 탐험을 하고 몰입감 넘치는 스토리를 경험할 수 있도록 다양한 환경의 신규 맵을 개발하고 있으며 새로운 타입의 보스 레이드 역시 지속적으로 개발하고 있습니다. 그리고 많은 분들이 요청하셨던 코스메틱 시스템도 도입 중에 있는데요. 캐릭터들마다 다양한 컨셉의 스킨을 제공할 예정이며 꾸미기 아이템을 통해 개성을 마음껏 뽐낼 수 있도록 지원할 예정입니다. 가장 많은 피드백을 받았던 그래플링 훅은 시스템을 완전히 변경하였습니다. 변경된 그래플링 훅은 조작에 따른 회전과 이동 시 가속 감속을 지원하여 조작의 재미를 훨씬 더 증대하였습니다. 이 밖에도 피드백을 반영하여 점프 모션, 총기 사운드, UI와 UX를 지속적으로 개선해 나가고 있으며 계승자 스킬을 개조할 수 있는 시스템도 개발 중에 있습니다. 게임 사운드 또한 글로벌 유명 게임 작곡가인 스티븐 바튼과 협업하여 보다 풍성한 청각적 경험을 제공하기 위해 준비 중에 있습니다. 마지막으로 여러분께서 가장 기다리실 소식을 전해드리겠습니다. 현재 저희는 연내 출시를 목표로 하고 있으며 그에 앞서 8월 엑스박스 시리즈 X와 S를 포함한 콘솔과 PC에서 크로스플레이 베타 테스트를 진행할 예정입니다. 베타 테스트는 8월 22일부터 8월 28일까지 일주일간 진행되며 오늘부터 공식 홈페이지를 통해 신청하실 수 있으니 플레이어분들의 많은 참여를 부탁드리겠습니다. Be the first descendant.
When we were wrapping up Banner Saga, we were really talking about what is it we want to do next.
We earnestly started with the idea of making a game that was hopeful, that was a triumph for the human spirit.
Something that had a lot of replay ability, something that you can really explore for a long time.
There are different worlds that we want to explore. Towerborne is that game. Towerborne is a fast-paced action RPG. It's a co-op game. You can play it online. You can play it on a couch with your friends and family. Everybody's moving through the world map together. As the players move out, they start breadcrumbing the storyline that is being told here. From the world map, you go into fun, fast combat. You come out of that with resources and crafting items, and with all their new loot, they can go back to the Belfry.
The Belfry is the player's safe haven and humanity's safe haven. The player can customize their appearance, their loadout, talk to all these different NPCs.
The world itself is a mix of 3D and 2D. We definitely wanted to have that kind of beautiful background that you see in animated movies.
Towerborne is all about humanity's last chance at survival.
Humanity is clinging to hope and clinging to this tower.
It is your mission to try to hold the forces of darkness at bay, to give humanity a chance at survival.
The most important thing about the gameplay is it's just fun. And it kind of just amplified its fun the moment you added another player. All of the players can build their character in a way that's specific to them. It just turns into this back and forth exploration. Like, let's try to do this one combo, and then let's see if you can do a follow-up. From a couch co-op perspective, that's just really fun because there's not too many couch co-op games anymore.
I'm hoping in 5 years from now, it's in a place that I never even would have thought of.
It's a seasonal game, which is different for us.
Players can expect a new storyline with new quests, new biomes. We'll be rolling out new gear, new monsters, new bosses.
Expanding on the content in a continuous, organic way, so it just becomes a living world.
When we started Stoic, we decided, let's just make games that we feel strongly about and we want to play. We had to find the right relationship with a publisher, and I think we found that with Xbox. They've enabled us to make the game that we want to make here. I earnestly cannot wait for the community to see the game that we're rolling out here. Towerborne is, I really believe, something unique.
Roar again!
You gotta protect the pit stop, please!
What the hell is that thing?
Invaders,
Hello, I'm John Rush, art director for Fallout 76. I hope you enjoyed the world premiere of the trailer for our Once in a Blue Moon update coming June 20th, free to play for anyone who owns Fallout 76. The blue moon has risen over the hills of Appalachia, bringing with it a ton of great new content for players. That includes new cryptids like the Blue Devil and Ogwa to threaten the progress of the Blue Ridge Caravan Company. We've also got 2 new public events, both of which give you a chance to earn caravan and cryptid-themed rewards. Defend the Middle Mountain pit stop from waves of monstrous creatures and safe and sound. And thwart a horde of crazed cultists and beasts of burden. With Season 13, we've also got a new scoreboard called Shoot for the Stars, which celebrates the stars of the silver screen
and gives you a chance to earn cinema-themed rewards. And we're not done yet. Next year, we're taking players to Atlantic City, where they'll gamble on the fates of new factions for the opportunity to win big. Do your part in helping the Blue Ridge Caravan Company and earn rewards along the way. Once in a Blue Moon is coming June 20th. Appalachia is coming at you. We'll see you there.
What's this? What happened now?
We've just seen a new trailer for updates coming to Hi-Fi Rush called Arcade Challenge Update. No joke, there's literally exclamation points in there. That's not just me. So here to explain that and more about the update is game director John Johannes. Welcome to Showcase Extended, John.
Really glad to be here.
Exclamation points?
They have to be in there.
Yeah. It feels
It's style. It's style. Yeah.
It's a style thing. Well, Hi-Fi Rush is such a stylish game in general. I think that's one of the things that people really excitedly pointed out when we shadow dropped the game in the developer direct earlier this year. But making a brand new IP is always a bit of a risk. Your studio's known for kind of scarier games like The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo.
Can't deny that. But yeah, this type of game is something I just always wanted to make personally. And I just thought music and action work so well together. And after I had finished working on The Evil Within 2, it just felt like the right time to try something new. And our studio's always been about just making fun games. It doesn't have to be about a certain genre. We're not about making one specific thing.
And fortunately, there's plenty more of that content to come because we just saw an absolutely jam-packed trailer. So I'd love for your help in breaking down all the details, all the stuff going into this update.
Sure. There's a lot, so bear with me. Everything in this mode is unlockable once you've finished the game, and you'll unlock an arcade cabinet in your hideout. And by accessing it, you get two new modes. One is called BPM Rush mode, which takes the gameplay up to like higher speeds than we've ever done in the main game. And the other is called Power Up, Tower Up, which is a new sort of randomized spin on the rhythm tower mode that we had in the original game. And included in this mode are 5 new original songs to play to, as well as 2 brand new enemies. And then there's special attacks and this whole meta system for unlocking upgrades and rewards. And that's all I can think of right now.
I love that there's so much to unpack there, but let's rewind. Let's talk about just BPM Rush for now.
Sure.
It was described in the trailer as effectively Hi-Fi Rush's equivalent of a turbo mode. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, early on, the team was like, how fast can we go? And in the game, we kind of settled at, about a max 160 BPM. But this mode really takes it up to 200 BPM. But we sort of ease you in there. It's a gradual upgrade until it eventually gets so fast, you just got to sort of think on your feet and naturally react to the rhythm in the combat of the game.
I personally love that there's a lot of accessibility settings in the game, too. It makes it so that you can adjust the game to your own comfort level. But this is a post-game challenge. It's meant for when you've gotten into the rhythm of the game. So I'm curious if you have any pointers on as far as how to tackle that challenge.
As an action game, I think a lot of people want that sort of next-level challenge, another way to use their abilities in a new type of environment. This mode does that by putting you at the high speed. But we also have multiple difficulties. We have an easy mode for people who want to experience what that's like. but maybe are not in tune with that sort of high difficulty that's accompanied with this stuff. But then we have a casual normal mode as well. And then we have, after beating those modes, we can unlock an EX mode, which takes up to a hard level where damage is multiplied and keeps you at that high BPM throughout the entire time.
But there already was a post-game challenge when Hi-Fi Rush launched. It was the Rhythm Tower mode. You mentioned that briefly earlier. That's the one where you face just increasingly difficult combat. So how has that evolved with the power-up, tower-up mode?
So the Rhythm Tower mode was kind of like a very curated experience. And while it was very challenging, you can prepare, go in and sort of customize your character, know what you're getting into. And in this mode, we flip it to the almost opposite end. Chai starts off downgraded. We actually remove all your abilities, and you have to earn them back by fighting waves of randomized enemy sets. And after every wave of enemies, you get to choose from a series of power-ups that can gradually increase your stats. Each of these upgrades comes with either bonus or negative modifiers as well to the gameplay, so you can take more risks or less risks depending on which upgrades you pick. And again, those upgrades are randomized each level, so you really kind of have to have an understanding of the systems and not quite master them, but have a good grasp if you want to go in and come out on top.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it was a really packed trailer. There was a lot of information in there. It's a chunky update. So what else have you got for us? Because I feel like there's more on the table there.
Yeah, so by playing in the two modes, you unlock these rewards through these challenges that are connected to these two modes. And in those rewards are things like accessories for Chai and new costumes for Chai 808, and even as well as fan favorite Corsica. We have new modes for the photo mode as well. Things like new filters. We have new poses for the characters. We have stickers that you can place on the photos now. And then there are some extra hidden secrets that we don't want to give away right now, which, as you know from our game, we like to hide in there and we like people to find, which is always fun. And then in conjunction with this release, we're also releasing a separate costume pack, which is a kind of take on what the characters would look like if maybe this game took place in a different time period.
Ooh, a little tease. I like that.
And there's some really fun-looking stuff in there, so.
Well, thank you again so much for coming out all the way from Japan to Showcase Extended, John.
I'm super glad to be here.
That's all we have to share about the new update for Tango Gameworks' Hi-Fi Rush coming soon. Now it's time for us to return to the second era of Tamriel in the Elder Scrolls Online. ZeniMax Online Studios debuted the trailer for their upcoming expansion at Showcase, and today they're here to break that trailer down for us. Let's hear what the team has to say about the Necrom expansion for Elder Scrolls Online.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the Xbox Showcase. I'm Rich Lambert, the creative director on Elder Scrolls Online.
And I'm CJ Greb, I'm the project art director for Elder Scrolls Online.
One of the really interesting things about Elder Scrolls Online is it's different than really any other game out there. It's not your typical level-gated world. Go anywhere, you can explore in any order you want to.
You really can hop in at any moment, play with anybody, can play any part of the game.
And any story.
And of course, I mean, we're on Xbox Game Pass, you know, the biggest open world RPG on Xbox. And if you're at all a fan of Elder Scrolls, you can go places that you maybe have never gone before in an Elder Scrolls game,
and do things that you've never been able to do. There's so many different activities to participate in. You know,
housing.
We've got lore hunting and antiquities, right? There's the dungeons and the trials.
And you can, of course, always revisit lands that you've been to before. We've got Skyrim, Morrowind.
Yeah, and they're different times. You know, we're almost 1,000 years in the past.
Come in by yourself, come in with friends, but don't worry that you're ever not going to have something to do, because there are adventures everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
We had an awesome trailer during the showcase. Necrom, Hermaeus Mora.
Yeah.
What's it all about, Rich?
Hermaeus Mora is this Daedric god of knowledge. He's not good, he's not evil. He is just focused on cataloging the world and collecting everything he possibly can to study. And what you kind of see in the trailer is Mora kind of always on guard, always looking over and watching what's kind of going on. And you get to see some nostalgia in there as well from the Dragonborn DLC in Skyrim with the yellow-green skies.
The vast inky sea, the stacks of books.
I'll still never forget the first time you showed us the initial concepts for everything made out of books. I remember looking at that going, oh my God, how are we gonna do this? How is this gonna run?
We always try to honor the past, right? Because when we go back to areas that people who play Elder Scrolls games have played, they know these lands. We want them to feel like they're coming home, right? But we have the chance to add a little into the mix.
The art team was able to really play with kind of cool, unique monsters.
Yeah, we were given some great places to go for new monsters in the zone. We were looking at making a creature that would kind of freeze you in terror as soon as you saw it, and a creature that has a deeper connection to the overall story of the zone.
We've also got the Tavani Peninsula, kind of the Morrowind vibe.
It's always fun to go back to this part of Tamriel because it's one of the most imaginative and sort of like visually expressive things that has ever been created for an Elder Scrolls world. And then, of course, Necrom City itself.
This ancient city that, is rumored to have been built, even before the Tribunal was even established.
Right.
Being able to play with that and look at that architecture and this ancient city of the dead.
And you guys gave us a new class to do.
The Arcanist draws their powers from Hameas Mora. We really challenged ourselves and the team to make something that didn't feel like anything else that we have built.
Everything we've been talking about sounds amazing, but when do we actually get to play it?
Necrom launches on Xbox June 20th, and we can't wait for everybody to get in there and see this amazing content that we've created.
Thanks, everyone, for watching us during the showcase and watching us today. Lots of exciting stuff coming for ESO in the future. We'll see you in Tamriel.
IBS World News
番組をご覧の皆様、こんにちは。エグゾプライマルディレクターの平岡です。まずはじめに、3月に開催しました第1回オープンベータテストに多くのエグゾファイターの皆様にご参加いただきました。アンケートや SNS を通じてたくさんのフィードバックをいただいております。今後の開発に活用させていただきます。ご協力ありがとうございました。さて、カプコンショーケースはご覧いただけましたでしょうか。その中で発表しましたが、第2回オープンベータテストの開催が決定しました。詳しい日程や情報は公式サイトをご覧ください。それではここからは番組をご覧の皆様に新情報を紹介します。まずはサベージガントレットという新たなモードです。サベージガントレットは内容が毎週切り替わる特別なミッションに5人で挑む、世界中のファイターとクリアタイムを競うというモードになっています。ディノサバイバルとは違い、出現する恐竜やフィールドが遊ぶたびには変化せず、全世界のプレイヤーが同じ内容のミッションに挑みます。今回は恐竜が出現する位置にあらかじめトリプルスレッドを設置しています。出現してきたらこのようにスカイウェーブのグラビトンケージと合わせて起爆、一網打尽にできました。ミッションは画面上部に表示されている恐竜の討伐なのですが、サベージガントレットでは目標以外の恐竜が出現することが少なくありません。もちろん討伐せずに無視することもできますが、ミッション達成の妨げになる可能性があります。倒すか倒さないかはプレイヤーの作戦次第です。目標を達成したら次のミッションへ。ゲームの流れはディノサバイバルと同じなので、すんなり遊べると思います。 何やら次のミッションに備えてエグゾスーツを着替えているようですね。なるほど、スナイパーネオ層が離れた位置に多く出現するのでビジラントに着替えたようですね。フレームネオ層も出現するのでフロストロックで動きを止めて集中攻撃のチャンスも作り出せますね。また一列に並んだ恐竜もブレードで足止めしてから倒す作戦のようです。道中では大型恐竜が複数体出現することも。サベージガントレットはエンドコンテンツに相当するモードなので基本的にはミッションの難易度は高く設定されています。モジュールの強化、組み合わせはもちろんチームメンバーのスーツ構成などよく考えて挑んでみてください。サベージガントレットをクリアするとこのようにクリアタイムが表示されます。その後自分のクリアタイムがどの程度だったかランクによる評価がされます。次はバリアントスーツを紹介します。バリアントスーツはデフォルトのエグゾスーツとは異なる性質の武器を装備しており戦い方が変化したスーツです。デフォルトのデッドアイはアサルトライフルを装備していますがデッドアイアルファバーストファイヤーはショットガンとバースト射撃を切り替えられるバトルライフルを装備しています。敵との距離に応じて射撃を切り替えながら戦います。他のバリアントスーツも特別にちょっとだけお見せしますね。ゼファーアルファエナジーチャクラン、バラージュアルファロケットホップ、ビジラントアルファマークスマン、ロードブロックアルファフォートレスシールド、村雨アルファフロストブレイブ、クリーガーアルファチャージショットガン、リッチドクターアルファデュアリティビーム、スカイウェーブアルファサンダークラップ、ニンバスアルファダブルバレル。バリアントスーツは発売後のタイトルアップデートで遊べるようになります。エグゾプライマルは発売後も定期的にアップデートを行っていきます。シーズンごとに新たなゲームコンテンツを追加していきますのでご期待ください。本日はありがとうございました。それではウォーゲームでお会いしましょう。レッツマッシブ。
It's great to see the dedication from the team at Capcom and how they're building Exoprimal in partnership with the community. Gaming has the power to immerse us in worlds and perspectives we'd never otherwise experience. We can fight dinosaurs, transport to a dystopian future, explore the universe, and conjure magic. And we get to do this together, no matter where we are on the planet, the language we speak, what we look like, or our physical abilities. That is why it is both an absolute imperative and an incredible opportunity that games represent all of us. That is why we created the ID at Xbox Developer Acceleration Program to help underrepresented creators and stories in the industry shine. We call it DAP. DAP already includes more than 100 emerging developers, and they've launched 30 incredible games like A Space for the Unbound, Validate, and Hoa, and there are many, many more in the works. Let's take a look at these amazing games coming up next from ID at Xbox's Developer Acceleration Program.
got a call from my good friend Jörg Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator. He told me about this once-in-a-lifetime, out-of-this-world opportunity. So I'm here in Budapest, the capital of Hungary. Jörg, he's around here somewhere. Let's go find him. Jörg!
Hey, Paris! It's great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Thanks for coming to Budapest.
Of course. What am I doing here?
I'll tell you on the way. We have a boat to catch.
A boat?
Yep.
We don't have a plane?
Nope. Come on, Paris.
Jörg, what is this place? What kind of aircraft are you storing in here?
Ha, dude, it's much cooler than that. All right, Paris, are you ready for this?
You know I'm ready.
Welcome to the world of Dune.
This is incredible.
Come on, I want you to meet someone. Hey, how's it going?
How are you, man?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Paris, I would like to introduce Patrice Vermette, Academy Award-winning production designer of Dune.
It is very nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan of Dune. Now, Patrice, can you tell me, what is this place?
Well, this is the warehouse where we actually keep most of the props and the set deck elements that we used on Dune Part 1 and Part 2.
Now, Jörg, how did all this get started?
So it goes back to November 2021. Dune had just hit the movie theaters worldwide, and we got a call from Legendary, and they had the idea that we bring an ornithopter into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And me being a lifelong science fiction reader and fan, a big, huge fan of the Frank Herbert books, how could I say no?
Okay, now it makes sense after seeing the trailer at the Xbox showcase. I understand why you brought me here.
You guys want to take a look? Because we actually do have a couple of ornithopters here if you want to see. You want to take a look?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Look at this. It's a one-on-one real-sized ornithopter. It's amazing.
Sure, thank you. Denis likes things to be plausible, so that's why they were built to look military, rugged, and stealth.
Now, here's the most important question. Were they built to fly?
Funny you mentioned, because I've been asked that question on a couple of occasions. No, they don't fly. They are heavy. They're 11 tons.
So, Jörg, you had to get this working in the game. How did you do this in Flight Sim?
Yeah, it was actually interesting. So in general, ornithopters can fly and do fly. This particular one of the blade, and we currently don't have the material science to get the thrust and the lift. But on Arrakis, I think this is absolutely possible. And in Flight Sim, we made it work.
Patrice, we're here. Can we go in?
Absolutely. Right, let's do it. Normally we'd go in through the climbing up the landing gear, but this will do.
Yeah, so what's cool about this, Paris, is that all those buttons are actually realistically hooked up to the system. Master engine switch, what you're doing there above those, the red, are basically all the lights.
And as you notice, it's all analog because in the world of Dune, there's no thinking machines. Thinking machines have been illegal for 10,000 years.
Yeah, that was actually fascinating when we implemented it. Because it's a science fiction, we thought, oh, it's glass cockpits, everything's going to be computerized. Like, none of it is. This is a very practical helicopter, almost like from the 1960s.
So, Jörg, in the first movie, the Thopter was able to do a lot of cool moves and maneuvers. You're going to be able to reproduce that in Flight Sim?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, the really cool design that you guys came up with is each blade is independently controlled. So each blade has its own lift and thrust. And that means it can go from a really stable hover to a steep dive and back to a glide instantaneously. I would just say thank you that you designed such an awesome and realistic machine, because that's what we do. We bring realistic machines to life. But if you want to see a little bit more about the game design,
Absolutely.
I have something for you.
Absolutely, I'd love to see.
All right, so the setup for this expansion is that you are a Atreides pilot on Arrakis flying an ornithopter. Here is what we built. We basically built this section of Arrakis. Here's the capital city of Arkeen. Here's a botanical garden. We have that as well. And the first thing we do is we train you up. The fast takeoff, fast landing, and then the deep dive. And then we take you to some of the extreme locations, like the bow of the cliff, the hole in the rock, the red chasm. You really have to show your pilot skills. And then, towards the end, then there's a secret mission, which I can't talk about today, but that basically wraps up the experience. It's gonna be great.
Super exciting. Hey.
It was great to see you again.
Barris, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. All right, Jorg, where to next?
Well, I don't know what they eat on Arrakis, but this is Budapest, and I hear they have excellent goulash. I know a place.
Well, let's go.
Lies of P is a thrilling Souls-like that takes the story of Pinocchio, turns it on its head, and sets it against the darkly elegant backdrop of the Belle Epoque era.
Finally, we meet.
You are awakened by a mysterious voice.
Can you hear me?
You must adapt yourself and your weapons to face untold horrors, untangle the unfathomable secrets of the city's elites, and choose whether to confront predicaments with the truth or weave lies to overcome them on the journey to find yourself. You are able to create your own weapon through the combination of these blades and handles. Of the hundreds of possible combinations with different respective appearances, performances, attack motions, and patterns, each and every blade and handle has its distinctive Fable Arts. Fable Arts is a special combat skill that can be casted by consuming Fable slots. Fable slots can be charged again through combat. Select your own special skills to vanquish your enemies. The Legion Arm is a prosthetic on P's left arm. The Legion Arm can exhibit special abilities by consuming the Legion Gauge, providing you an eclectic combat experience. So, puppets are all there are? I highly doubt that. You'll have to face all sorts of monsters, puppets only being one of them. You're not quite done yet. Bone-chilling bosses await you. If a boss seems too intimidating, you might want to get help from a specter. In boss matches, you can summon a specter that will assist you in battle. With a bit of help, you will be able to defeat bosses with more ease. The P organ is a system that allows you to upgrade your character. Use quartz to optimize P to your liking. Within the P organ, you can select which slots to unlock depending on your preference. There will be times when you will be confronted with choices where you can give comfort to others in sorrow or despair by lying, or you can choose to tell the truth. Carve your own path. Meet Lies of P on Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Game Pass. Coming to you this September 19th.
At the heart of Hellblade is our ambition to sink you into Senua's world and story. To do this, it's critical that we make it as easy as possible for you to suspend your disbelief. One key method of achieving this is our use of performance capture.
What I want to achieve on stage is to get the best performance and best storytelling from the actors, and then to get that into the game as faithfully as possible. I want to see what I saw on stage in the game.
It's time to find out. Why are they watching?
It's time to find. When we were shooting the scene from the Xbox showcase, it was quite a somber mood on set, because that was one of our moments in the game where it's just Senua and the Furies, and we have an opportunity to connect with the player one-on-one.
Are they?
Where are you?
What do they want? I don't like it. I'm scared. This is too
Bad woman.
At this point in Senua's journey, she's had her confidence eroded. There's a lot of doubt. And she needs to find within herself a spark of hope, that strength that she has, in order to continue on.
Everything I've done has led me to this place. We've come so far.
While this scene is relatively simple, the scale and complexity of our performance capture has multiplied to meet our creative ambitions on Hellblade 2.
We shot the first Hellblade in the boardroom of our old studio. It was very MacGyvered together. In the new studio, we have a custom-built mocap space, which has pretty much everything we could have dreamed of. We've got projectors, so we can recreate sets on the ground if we need to. We've got loads of props that we have available to us at any time, so we can build sets.
I remember coming in to interview and seeing the setup down there, and immediately being impressed by the clear commitment that had been made to underpinning great true-to-life performance with great quality data. So we've got a lot more cameras this time around. They're kind of top of the line at the moment. And in the kind of space that we have downstairs, we have nearly wall-to-wall coverage, which is really impressive. And is not something that is common. It's certainly a step up from a few cameras set up in a boardroom.
With our setup, we can push even further on our ambition of bringing through as much of our actors' performances as possible into the game, even down to the most nuanced of movements.
So when you've got an optical system like ours set up, you can see somebody shuffling their finger along the table or just wiggling them very gently. You can see hesitation and breath. You know, there's no need to push the action and overact. You can just be your character.
I'm here now.
What we want is the best performance possible, the best immersion possible for the player, and that's why we go to these lengths, just to try and get that extra fidelity of performance into the game.
What do you want me to do?
With performance capture being at the heart of our character movement, our props and staging had to facilitate our vision.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there is going to be a boat in the game. That boat will have several characters on board. We wanted to be able to capture the motion of a boat across multiple characters simultaneously, and we, for the first time, had the space to be able to construct a proper rig for this. So we had a platform which could be moved in any number of ways to create that kind of pitch and yaw and roll that you would get on the ocean. And we got our actors up onto this boat and captured scene with high waves and a storm, and we got incredible data from really, really amazing. The most important part of my role is to make sure that story gets told, and having these wonderful actors we're working with bring their talents to bear on these characters has been such an amazing experience.
My name's Larry Herb, Xbox's Major Nelson. Welcome to FanFest. I'm excited to be here. Here we go. Let's roll that video. Obrigado.
At FanFest Melbourne and playing awesome games and having a great time.
There is so much going on here tonight.
Honestly, I've never felt so good to be part of Xbox in my life. I'm just wandering around, I've been talking to people, and everybody is so excited about what's to come.
We really put a lot of emphasis on empowering creative risk, and there's so much excitement for what we're going to be able to deliver going into 2024, and even games in 2024 that we haven't talked about yet. So our mission, our strategy is to bring the joy of gaming to everybody, no matter where they want to play, how they want to play. And I just feel, a real responsibility, a real privilege, excitement that we get to be the ones to build those games that are going to be at the center of no matter what we do.
Hi, I'm Sebastian, and I'm the community manager for Light Your Frontier. Today, I'll be playing with Kelly, Anita, and Carolina to explore the new multiplayer features Light Your Frontier has to offer. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today, we should continue building up the base we started yesterday. We'll need more resources, and it'll be faster if we work together to collect them. Can two of you work on that?
Yeah, let's go. Go.
Hey, that purple mech looks great.
Thanks. It's my favorite color.
Dang, the farm looks pretty good with all the grown crops.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm looking forward to making the farm even bigger.
I'm gonna work on making our home look a little bit better, and then I'll come down and help you out.
Great. I'll see you in a bit then.
What do you want to focus on gathering, you think?
I can get wood to start with, and then you can help me get some aluminum.
I'll get some stone also then. That should cover a lot of what we need for crafting and building. Once we've finished, let's head back and help with the buildings.
Resupply to the rescue!
How's it going up there?
I think I've got a good idea of what I want things to look like from up here.
Nice.
Oh, there's so many good choices.
I know, right?
Oof. But I think that looks good.
Can't wait to see it.
There are loads of aluminium here. They're actually pretty strong, so we can do it faster if we both drill.
Let's work together and see what else we can find here. After we bring this back, I'll take a look in some other regions to see what materials they have.
I'm done up here, so I'll come join you.
Oh, my inventory is getting full from this harvest. I think we should build some, silos or crates to store it all.
Yeah, we should probably build a fence around those two as well so we can protect the harvest.
Great idea. Let's get on it.
Here we go. I'll help with the silos next.
Yo, anyone need materials? Because we got a ton of stuff.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
Do you want us to start helping you build?
Yes, please, please.
Oh, on it.
What do you think of the layout?
Yeah, it looks great to me.
I'm almost done with the fences here.
Hey, everyone! I was going for more materials and I found some ruins over there.
Really?
Jump in your mechs and come see this. Oh, wow, what is this? Oh, look at that.
This is so cool.
That door is huge. Wow.
I wonder what's inside, though.
Tomorrow we should totally find a way to open this. Let's head back to the base and see what we can do.
Just follow my instructions.
Giddy, giddy, go, go, let's look alive.
Welcome.
We on the road with it. Go with the flow, kick it. Turn up the noise, hit it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Every year in our showcase, there's one game that kind of pops for me, something I'm very interested in. This year, we got to announce 33 Immortals from Thunder Lotus. And I'm here now with Stefan and Will to walk through a demo of the game, which I've never played before. First time. We have 33 people online, incredibly excited about this. So we're going to jump in?
All right, let's jump in and start playing.
33 Immortals is a co-op action roguelike for 33 players. You play a damned soul who must rebel against God's final judgment. So there are 3 of us here today on stage, 3 upstairs, and 27 people joining us from Montreal in the studio. Hi, everyone.
And we are ready. That's us. Everybody's spawning in.
That's us.
This is 33-player multiplayer.
Yeah.
Not a normal number of characters for a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
How did you come up with 33 players?
We were searching for a significant number where we can all play on the screen.
Yeah.
We stay together on the screen, so 33 felt good. 32 felt good. But as the game is inspired by the Divine Comedy, the medieval poem from Dante Alighieri, written in the 14th century. And this poem has 3 sections: Inferno, Purgatorio, Paradiso. Each section has 33 chapters. And so we say, oh, let's do 33 players.
I love it.
33 Immortals.
And I love what you said, Will, that when you guys started this game, there weren't even 33 people at the studio. So you didn't have enough people in the studio to fill out the full roster of the game.
Yeah.
Which is such an awesome point.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge when you're trying to do that.
I love it.
Okay, so no 2 runs are the same. We're actually spawning in a different position, a different situation. We are in the cemetery. If you hold the left trigger, the world map is going to show up. And we can see that we are 33 right now, actually, in Inferno, but we are scattered around the world.
Oh, we're not all in the same place.
Yeah, because we all have to complete torture chambers.
Got it.
To make the game progress.
Okay.
And we are located at the southwest of Inferno.
Yeah.
And so the closest torture chambers is to the east.
Okay.
So let's go there.
Got it.
Okay, let's continue down south towards the first torture chambers. This one, I have a good feeling for it.
The soundtrack, what's going on? The music's kind of cool.
Thank you. This is Max LL, who's actually done the music on all of our games.
And you're in Montreal.
We are in Montreal, yes.
Close to one of our XGS studios in Compulsion.
Yes.
It's also in Showcase.
Yes.
I love the community of game creators in Montreal.
Absolutely. It's always important to be well surrounded and all that. So
we didn't talk about your first game, Spiritfarer.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was great.
Now, as you can see, this is not Spirit-based
games, but
yeah,
outside of that, very different games.
We're not worried about, genre. Our goal is really to just try and make unique, immersive, creative experiences that players love and that they want to play for.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
This guy who's getting out of my comfort zone sometimes.
Okay.
All right.
What do we do?
So we have completed a torture chamber, so we have achieved a first step in.
I got left behind. That's what you're saying.
Defying God, yeah.
Oh, they're back on us.
Whoa.
Well, we gotta face the wrath of God.
Careful.
Oh
no.
Dash.
Run away.
Oh, I can't. I have like 0 health. New torture. No, I gotta get out of here.
Where are you?
Well, why weren't they in the torture chamber trying to help us?
Okay.
Okay, these range.
God is getting angry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We're getting hammered right now. Okay.
Come on.
Okay, here's a guy. Can you revive me? Revive me.
Yeah. Just stop moving. That's good. One up.
Yeah, I'm up.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Oh.
Run. This is the holy fire.
What is this?
One
holy fire.
One nose.
Now we're in holy fire?
The wrath of God.
Okay, I'm ahead of it.
Okay, so we unlock the Ascension battle. So that's the last battle.
Here, can we get this? Can people jump in my heels?
Yeah. I'm in. Oh.
I tried to do the heal. Don't mind me, the wandering soul.
Save me, please.
I'm like a zombie.
Maybe someone.
Did I mention I'd never played before?
Oh no, I died too. Oh my.
Okay, hopefully the team can carry us.
But we are not alone.
There's a lot of enemies in this small space.
Gonna try to not move.
Okay.
Don't move, and hopefully someone is going to be able to revive you. Okay, good.
Oh, I'm in.
I'm up.
I'm in. Okay.
Back.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is the last step.
I think it's my last.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
We did it?
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we've ascended.
Yeah.
That was first chapter of first book. Is that how I should think about it?
Yeah.
It's the first world, so it's Inferno.
Yeah.
Each region has its whole big set of challenges and everything.
And this is all on the map.
And its final boss fight.
That's what this is. Well, since we've basically come through unscathed so far, this should be easy.
Yeah.
You saved us from having to kill the final boss.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tease.
I like it. Well, best of luck to you and the team and everything that's going on. Can't wait for this game to come out. I won't ask for the date because I know that's unfair. But it was great to have in the show and great for you to come down and we got the opportunity to play. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for watching Showcase Extended. I love these opportunities to show more about everything that you saw in the showcase itself. Thanks to everybody that supported us and have a great week. Thanks, everybody.